Actress Catherine Zeta-Jones is being treated for bipolar disorder. The mental illness affects millions of Americans. Our senior medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen is here to talk a little bit more about this. Elizabeth, first of all, tell us, what is bipolar disorder? What is this?
Bipolar disorder, Suzanne, is just what it sounds like. So a person has times when they are really up and they are manic and they feel like they can do anything and they have a ton of energy. And then they have times where they are down and they're feeling depressed. And the important thing to remember here is that these two things, they cycle. So that you're up and then you're down and then you're up and then you're down.
And we're told that she has type 2 bipolar disorder. What is the difference between type 2 bipolar and type 1?
Type 1 is where these poles go like this. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. It's very extreme. Type 2, it's sort of more like this. You go up and down, but the extremes aren't quite as high and quite as low. So some people, when Charlie Sheen was going on what people called rants, some psychiatrists said he looks like he has type 1 bipolar disorder. Type 2, you might not notice it quite as much. The episodes aren't as dramatic.
So a lot of us have ups and downs.
Sure.
If someone has bipolar disorder, are they okay? Do they function fine, or how does that manifest itself?
Right. It's when those episodes sort of get in the way of living life normally. And psychiatrists in particular will often pay attention to the depressive episodes because those tend to last longer. So that in a bipolar disorder, it's not like it's 50-50. The depressive episodes can last for like a year or even longer, and then the manic episodes can be just a couple of months. So those depressive episodes can really start to take over, and it's really hard to function when you're in that phase.
So a lot of people think that you're born with bipolar disorder, but Catherine Zeta-Jones, she said it was triggered by the fact that her husband had throat cancer.
Right.
Is that something that you're born with? Is it triggered? Some people get it, some people don't?
Right. Psychiatrists tell us that you may be genetically wired to get bipolar disorder. They're not quite sure, but they think that might be part of it, and then does get triggered by things like having a difficult time. I mean, her husband was diagnosed with cancer. Her husband's ex-wife sued them for money. Her stepson went to jail. I mean, that's a pretty tough year right there. In addition, believe it or not, sometimes the seasons can trigger it. In spring, like now, people tend to be more likely to get it because you tend to be more manic because the light is just, we take cues from the seasons, and there's more light and there's more energy and you've got more time to sort of be awake and do things. So there's a bunch of different things that can trigger it.
So real quickly, what is the treatment for this?
The treatment is mood stabilizers and also lithium sometimes for the depressive episodes, and then also therapy. And so patients are taught, look, these are the symptoms to look for when you're feeling manic. Get help, and also get in private so that you're not suffering these episodes publicly, because you think you're great, but really you might look not so great.
Okay. Thanks for putting this all into perspective. Thanks, Elizabeth.